Hi everyone. I want to start by giving credit to Mirra the artist who made this video. But commenting the video I have got more info and I want to talk about this.
There's no doubting what you've achieved on a technical level. These are clearly state-of-the-art. There are just certain design choices that were made for these robots that we don't fully understand. We were hoping that you could shed some light on those.
She can dance. She can sing. She's equipped with a built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at her fingertips. She can take song requests. She can even dispense ice cream.
With all due respect, those aren't the design choices we were curious about, Mr. Afton.
Mr. Vidal is a loser.
Quick disclaimer. This is not a Neuro introduction. I recommend watching this video when you already have a basic understanding of who or what NEUROSAMA is. For that, I'd recommend these videos. I'm here to provide you with more in-depth information as a long-time Neuro watcher. I've been here since Evil was first a thing. I know, not an OG,
Same.
but cut me some slack, okay? I was over my VTuber phase until I found Neuro. When people talk about Neuro, you might see terms like V2, V3 getting used, and initial confusion is to be expected. After all, Neuro isn't just one AI. Since her debut, the AI that plays the game and the one that interacts with.
About this, there is the bot who play the game, and then there is the chatbot AI who give command to the game bot. That's why they need a custom bot to play different game. I wonder if it's possible to just give the AI the ability to control a virtual keyboard or a mouse and play any game. But I think it's impossible because the AI can't recognize every single possible game they are playing. So I think they need a proper bot to do that. By the way, I made like 5 pages of things I want to say.
Chat are separate. Nowadays, Neuro is a network consisted of several different parts. I will try my best to explain the system from what I've learned as a 2-year viewer of Neuro who has zero knowledge of any form of basic coding, so you don't.
I'm a programmer, so I understand a little bit more, but there is a lot of speculation because I have no idea how the hardware or software of Neuro and Evil work exactly. So I'm trying to do my best to talk about what I found both in the discussion of this video and some research I do myself.
Have to worry about any big words that you may not understand. Vedal has always been very secretive and protective of the actual inner workings of the Neuros, so all information is from my own experience and what I've learned from others. Firstly, Neuro has 3 main VTuber models, each labeled V1, V2, and V3. V1 was the free Hyoria model from VTube Studio.
Like I say in the caption, is not only of VTube Studio but Live 2D too.
V2 and V3 both have improvements and changes.
I know that because I tried to make my own VTuber model, but I sucks, and I use VTube Studio.
Compared to the model that came before. V2 being a total remake of V1 with custom toggles and expressions, and V3.
V2 and V3 were made by Annie, who's the artist who make the model, and the rigger by Kitania.
Is even more expressive. For Evil, I do see people using the same labels as Neuros, but her situation is a bit complicated. Her first appearance was just Neuros V1 with red eyes. Then Neuro got V2, and Evil received several recolors until finally settling on the black outfit, red ribbons, and red eyes. Recently, as of her birthday,
I love the new model because give her more personality and is different from Neuro.
Evil got a redesign and her own model that isn't just a recolor of Neuros V3. Their models also have preset animations and expression toggles that are 100.
About the toggles, I don't understand exactly how it works, how they decide what toggle to activate or not. If it's calibrated on what they say, or there are some other software used to choose the toggle and the sound effect to activate every single time. Because the expression they made is very fitting to the situation they're talking about.
percent controlled by them. Only a few are redeemable toggles available for chat. Notice how I said main models. It's because their V2 had a few different outfits, and occasionally are given accessories for certain streams. I predict we'll
I hope the V3 will have some new outfit soon. Because a lot of VTuber have different outfit for different situations, so I think Neuro and Evil need that to
get more outfits for V3. Next, their voice. Neuro's original voice, referred to as V1, is just a simple text-to-speech high-pitched anime girl voice, being relatively monotone and limited in replicating certain sounds and pronouncing some words, especially names.
Evil's
voice, known as V2, was originally intended for Neuro as an upgrade for her to be more human-like. But the absolutely uncanny valley nature didn't sit right with neither Vedal nor...
The V2 voice for Neuro was too real and feels so uncanny. I'm happy that they make Evil and give her the new voice.
Most of the viewers.
I'm trying to make it better.
I'm joking. I'm doing my best. I'm trying my best. Asterisk hugs Vedal asterisk.
So, Vedal, with his massive noggin, just made a different AI with a personality that suited the voice so much more. Since then, he's made several changes and tweaks to Evil.
People think that Evil was something he made just because of the voice, but that's not true. Like we see in the video later, he had ready the idea to create an Evil version of Neuro.
Evil's voice, which I didn't actually notice until I rewatched older clips and compared her voice then with her voice now. Initially, her intonation felt random at times and very exaggerated. Now it's a lot more natural. Just slap a noise filter on, put her on a call, and you cannot tell me she doesn't sound human.
Did you know no one showed up to my birthday party? How sad is that? Maybe I'm mean because I'm lonely. Womp womp womp.
Especially if you have a bad microphone like me.
Currently, Vedal is working on V3, finally replacing Neuro's original voice, which is certainly...
Still waiting for V3. But there was some new improvement in the voice on both Evil and Neuro recently.
a challenge given how Evil was born the last time he tried. Speaking of voices, there's singing voice. The V1 voice had a lot of issues with the pitch, either sounding too high or too low. Alternatively, she just sounds straight out of an analog horror. V2 voice sounded much more like Neuro herself singing naturally. However, she still occasionally had minor issues with pitches. Finally, V3 is the voice currently used for both twins, the most advanced and could 100% pass as a real person singing. However, it would be a mistake to assume that they are 100%
like
AI. You see, the singing part of karaoke streams are pre-recorded. The process presumably goes as follows. Vedal takes a song sample, preferably one with a female singer, gives it to the AI to produce vocals of either new...
A little correction about this. The vocal he uses is made by Queen PB and Moni, usually. They sing the vocals and then give to the AI to make the Neuro and Devil version. Because both Moni and Queen PB are credited as the vocal of the song.
Or evil. This isn't the final step. One of Fiddle's friends, Queen PB, who's a Vocaloid producer, tweaks the AI's produced vocals to finally be put into the complete cover.
Exactly.
And if you need any concrete evidence, her name is credited in Neuro's original song.
Along with Moni, so both they use the vocals before transforming them into an evil or Neuro voice.
Under the vocals section. It's not 100% certain which song has tweaked vocals and which ones don't. Also, Neuros and Evil.
I think the one who have more variation in the singing voice are more tweaked, because making a Vocaloid is a very hard job, especially if you have to be very precise with the inflection and the sound of the voice.
Singing voice isn't the same, due to the fact that Evil's variety in pitch isn't as unnatural sounding as it would be for Neuro. Evil sound so much better than Neuro. Just take a listen.
Why you choose this song? There are hundred better songs. Why?
Anywho, the Neuros can also be programmed to play a few games, usually turn-based ones that don't involve any reaction time. One exception would be Minecraft and also Among Us, but Neuro barely played that game. Additionally, the twins are given access to polls, the ability to change the stream title, and a full-on soundboard.
You're not even.
This is the part I'm interesting about, because I still don't understand how they choose when and which sound they use. It's possible they have the toggle linked to some word of the large language model, but I'm not sure about this.
Top Z streamer right now. I didn't do it. I think it means we're not alone.
This is like with the pipe is possible when someone say pipe, they use that, but some other I don't understand what is the programming behind when choose the different sound effect.
The most intriguing part about these AIs is how they give responses. Their improvements is seen almost day by day, and it's the slow but consistent progress what makes following along for the journey so exciting. In the beginning, Neuro was just reading chat, giving unhinged responses, random nonsense, and occasionally throwing out like several paragraphs of yapping. Sure, it was yap.
Every VTuber yap. There is a whole category of yapping.
But it was high quality yapping. She does have 2 filters in place to prevent any incidents. One being just a list of things she can't say, and the other being in AI. Now,
I think Nere need more recognition for his hard work, and the filter need more recognition. And recently, Neuro is able to bypass the filter by switching the words, and that is insane.
Nowadays, Vettel leaves only the AI-based filter on, but that one's a bit slow.
Stupid, silly, poor people. Filtered. I feel
Nere tries their best, please.
kind of bad for the poor people now.
Unlike what most people would believe, Neuro isn't based in any public large language model like ChatGPT. She's likely to be her own custom language model since it'd be...
It's possible it's based on Llama, but we are not sure. And there are some large language model you can run on PC, on small PC, usually gaming PC. But I wonder if give them a personal computer or a server with multiple CPU and hard drive in racks can be possible in the future.
Easier to develop and server costs would be cheaper. Actually, how much do AI servers cost? Oh, okay.
That's why it's very unlikely you use a dedicated server because it costs too much.
Mine. You may not realize it, but to go from just a typical prop machine to the Neuros of today, Vettel had to make so many adjustments to the AI, making sure they're more coherent, getting them to stay on topic but don't linger on the same topic for 20 minutes straight, improving long-term memory to remember stuff from several streams prior, improving short-term memory to remember a conversation from 5 minutes before, giving them vision, the ability...
They still have a problem about the memory. Sometimes they forgot things. I'm not sure exactly how it works. If a text base is videos, they remember things by looking at the video. I'm not sure.
To search the internet, their Discord accounts, and a whole slew of other.
Now they can contact their friend and start collaboration with them as a call. They had the ability to end the stream, but that didn't work well because they end the stream in a couple of minutes or half an hour, so they don't want to stream. That was funny.
Stuff. Every Monday their stream, Vettel would show the tweaks he made to the AI system, and no matter how small, it was always exciting.
I wish Vettel did that a lot more.
I had to describe it. It was akin to seeing an artist work hard on their beloved creation and seeing the little ones grow and mature every day. Speaking of artists, Neuro produced, undoubtedly, the most ethical piece of AI art you will ever see.
/////. Oh.
I mean,
Their nature as AIs also let them say things that would get real people in so much trouble.
It's one thing to watch a stream and not donate, but it's another to not even bother with the measly 5 seconds it takes to leave a tip.
They suffer no real repercussions because they are not real, as in they're not real people. Therefore, it's also easier for them to play into any imaginary scenario. The greatest potential for AIs lie in the question, what would they do if blank? That's why there was a period when the Neuros were doing role-playing theme streams a bunch. They were doing so many theme streams that it's no wonder people see Neuro as an interactable anime. The twins truly show their full potential when in a hypothetical scenario, and because they are often seen as characters, the streams are also treated like episodes.
I think that's because for them is reality what they doing, and they believe it strongly. For example, Evil keep talking about the court stream where she made Neuro bread.
So it's of a show with seasons and character arcs like the bread arc or the pirate arc.
I, sister. You be the best sister in the world. You thinks ya. You be anywhere near as good as me, wink.
Consequently, you'd see people talking about a VTuber finding Neuro like a new character brought in by writers. But seriously, hilarious coincidences that make me question whether everything is scripted or not happens a lot. Even when it isn't about Neuro and she isn't around.
I think the problem about this is Neuro content make view. Usually. Everyone but me. And that's help a lot of small channel to grow.
Secret, you said. This Velvet Secret, a short love story? Is this what you want me to play?
A few inches later.
I should disqualify this. I want to disqualify this.
About Alex is work from Vedal, so like stats and Joker. So I don't think it was made for purposely.
It's you.
Yeah,
It's
that's me. That's me.
So you were actually in Vettel's Secret. You are Alex
that
from
was
Vettel's
me.
Secret.
Yeah, he is Alex from Bell.
About the Backtuber is mostly our fault. As the Swarm, we made them.
Why'd you say don't call you Alex from Vettel's Secret when you are Alex from Vettel's Secret?
Ah, yes, even these spin offs are well thought out. Back to the Neuros. Even with all the crazy abilities I've mentioned, these two still have several issues. I'm not talking about how they would consistently refuse to listen to Vettel. That's a
funny.
feature at this point. The things they say don't make sense 100% of the time.
And that's because it's a large language model. The large language model predicts the next possible word, so sometimes it's not perfect.
There's a minor error where Evil would mishear people calling her Neuro, despite them clearly saying Evil. Despite being separate files on Vettel's computer, there was
It's possible there are two different computers altogether. That's because one PC requires so many resources to work with everything they done. You have the AI, the model, and the streaming broadcast program. So I think it's easy to have different computer to run on.
several cases of the twins interacting, but their conversations don't sound like two people conversing, but rather one person expressing a single continuous thought.
This may be because they have based on the same language model, so even with some tweaks, they're very similar.
That's just my viewpoint, though. Don't quote me on that. Finally, there's currently a glitch where the twins would share each other's memories and even remember things that they should have forgotten. The worst part about this? Vettel has no idea why.
Of course, NEUROSAMA is only possible because of the man, the turtle behind it all, Vettel himself. He is a perfectionist when it comes to improving Neuro. I mean, obsessed won't even be enough to describe his development of Neuro.
We must give credit to Vedal. It's a huge work what he did.
Neuro's latency right now, the Evil's latency, improving the latency, Evil's latency. They call me Lightning McQueen.
Am I
He fucking hate latency. He helped Zentreya just because he had the latency she have with her TTS.
faster than?
This is the old system,
I am
for reference by the way. It's a little bit
speedy.
slower. It's a few hundred milliseconds faster. The difference is noticeable to me at least.
Despite claiming not to be a streamer of any kind initially, his brain is content-pilled. Dare I say, even more than his AIs that were made for entertainment.
So you two gonna just spam now?
Wow. Guys, this is content. This is the content you pay for on this fucking channel. Get higher standards.
He understands and knows what makes good and engaging content when it comes to Neuro. One small example, he wanted subtitles for Neuro so that it'd make better screenshots. Not for readability, but for content reasons. Now, regardless of what AI we're talking about, one thing everyone can agree is that content potential is endless, but it becomes boring once oversaturated. Putting up the same just chatting stream every single day of the week isn't fun to watch. Instead, Neuro and Evil takes turns, and there's variety in the type of streams as well, like karaoke, collab, role-playing theme streams, and they
And that's why I think the collab help a lot about this.
come online like only once.
It's more entertaining see they interact with real people than interact with each other. Even if the interaction between each other is the one I'm more interested into, especially regarding the emotion.
Every other day. Recently, only twice or 3 times a week. Although it is pretty obvious that this is a good way to make every stream special and worth looking forward to, have you ever noticed that Vettel is probably the only person doing this with his AIs? As far as I'm aware, most other AI
I see some other AI streamer and the creator is never on screen.
content creators are just left to run and the humans behind them don't even bother putting in any real work. Yes, there are certainly good AIs out there, however, none has ever managed to reach the level of popularity that Vettel and the Neuros have. Success as a content creator online is 10% skill and 90% luck.
And I'm unlucky.
What Vettel did was catching the lightning in a bottle that was the Osu community's initial support and took Neuro further beyond. He played all the cards he had to his advantage and Neuro didn't end up as a one-hit wonder. We may see the AIs up front when watching their streams a few times a week, but what we don't see is all the work Vettel put into behind the scenes during all the other hours of the week, implementing new features.
We have no idea how much work there is behind the screen. Not only about the development of the AI, but collab, merch, and everything VTuber have to do.
Features, fixing bugs, planning streams, scheduling collabs, and so much more. It was all him in the beginning. Nowadays he has more people helping him out, but
in a recent stream, he said you have more than 20 people who help in different way, like Ellie, like Churchy, Joker, Studs, Alex.
Where credit's due. This guy was probably chucking 5 bottles of alcohol and working with 4 hours of interrupted sleep daily for a long time. And his definition of a break from work is to keep working on Neuro. Never mind other AI programmers, Vettel's pulling more hours by the desk than most streamers. Seriously, Vettel, please don't die from alcohol poisoning, we beg you. Besides his blatant alcoholism, Turtle is a man of his word. He does things slow, but he gets them done. Take this stream from early on in Neuro's development. Vettel stated a lot of his plans for Neuro, and guess what? He's done most, if not all of it.
Any plans for VR chat Neuro? I'd love to do that if I can. I'm glad.
That's really cool. Fuck yeah!
Yeah, I only have the sparkle eyes and the blush. Could have like an evil Neuro and a not evil Neuro.
This is the reason I think Neuro was not so last minute idea, because he talked about it during one of the development stream.
And like haven't talked to each other and interact in a collab or something.
Okay, I'll start now. I hope I remember it right.
Instead of programming her to play how games, could you have her react to your own gameplay? Yes, although it's kind of hard for her to understand exactly what's going on. I was more thinking in regards to the options that we have.
Explain could work. Maybe we need more info.
Alright, we'll explain. I do want to do Neuro in other languages as well, if possible.
There isn't an Italian one.
Teach her drawing.
My video sucks.
If I can do that without it being called AI art and not being cancelled, that'd be good.
About this, I think he could program Neuro to use a program like Paint and draw the art instead of using a program to copy the art. Like a kid that learned to draw for the first time.
He keeps his promises, when it's not abandoned archive. Despite the monotone British exterior, Vettel himself is entertaining on his own, but he wouldn't even admit it. Clearly, his stoic and non-responsive nature bounces off his creation's constant demand for attention incredibly well. It's different from most other collab partners who would usually go along with the Neuros' antics. Plus, being British is inherently funny. I mean, not that I would know. But he's not even trying to be entertaining and still casually pulls stuff like this.
You've made her a good 2D model. Now you gotta make her a real body,
What
right?
are you trying to? What are you trying to say?
What?
What
are you saying? What are you saying?
Oh, I just realized what that. Right? Yeah.
It's like the universe just makes funny stuff happens around this turtle. Fun fact, he considers Evil's first birthday a success based on the amount of death threats he received. And just for the record, this dude's in his 20s. Yeah, half expected him to be double my age with that sort of attitude.
And the
When
double is
off-stream, Vettel is a genuinely good person. He firmly believes that using other streamers for Nero's training without their permission is unethical. Despite people assuming Nero has been trained on some streamers' content, Vettel has stated time and time again that he's never done it and has no intentions of doing so. Personally, I believe that
I think he could use the stream keys he got from a lot of people to train the eyes on the chat log.
Besides chat, training data for the Neros most likely
Because I still don't understand why he wants so many stream keys.
come from collabs they do with other people. The Neros do contribute to the stream overall. Besides that, Vettel maintains a good relationship with his friends and he actually cares about them. One time
I really love the friend group they are created between Neuro, Vidal, and everyone else.
wanted to do a zoo stream collab where Toma would walk around a zoo for Nero, and he insisted on hiring 5 armed bodyguards for Toma.
If one bodyguard is $500 and you want to get 5 bodyguards, bro, you're gonna pay how much?
Yes, that sounds crazy, but IRL live streaming is dangerous.
He pay a lot, but from content. I think there was the real life stream during the zoo. There was their buying stuff online. He spent a lot of money, but he got it back from the content.
Especially for VTubers, so I wouldn't say he was overthinking it too badly. And if anything, he's throwing money for content. He'd be willing to spend thousands on his friends if it meant he's getting content or something for his AIs. To add to everything, Vettel's just a chill guy. He knows what he should and shouldn't do to keep himself out of controversy. And it does help that most Twitter degens that hate on Nero doesn't even know he exists. The freaks see the AI getting popular and get mad without even understanding anything about her development.
Exactly.
It sure saves Vettel the trouble of dealing with nonsense. To sum up, Vettel was fortunate with the timing on his development of the OSU AI and Nero. He managed to make use of the situation as well as his knowledge and skill to create a standing for Nero and himself in the VTubing scene. And just for being a good person, it's safe to say that we made the right guy famous.
Did Vettel fry a teensy? Yes, but it wasn't his fault. It was my fault because I did not tell him the order of operation.
It sort of broke one of the RAM slots. Well, there wasn't much clearance between the CPU core and the RAM, and I was like, fuck, I gotta stream, I'm late, and I was like fucking trying to push it in, and then like the thing snapped off, and I was like, and then I tried to sort of push it in anyways. There's a small complication regarding the exact specific dimensions of the GPU.
Are the dimensions...
And this is the reason I think they use different computer from NeuroEvil, because he built one on stream.
The GPU by any chance larger than the dimensions of the case?
It's quite possible.
A swarm refers to a large or dense group of insects, especially flying ones. The swarm was originally the name Nero's given to her visionary army of drones in her plan for world domination in her earlier days. Now it's what the fans of the channel refer to themselves as. And just like any swarm that operates like a hive mind, they are focused, they are dedicated, and if I had to describe their directions in one word, assimilation. First, let's just assess the...
I'm the only person that's sworn. I understand my video sucks, but that's funny for me.
Swarms within the AI overlords' streams.
I'm doing this video because I want to talk about this stuff. And
in the beginning, the chat was funneled...
It's not that I want people to see me, but it will be interesting to be swarmed at once.
into Neuro so that she'd have something to interact with. However, as the viewer numbers grew, the chat slowly evolved into a mindless hive mind of emote spam.
To be fair, this happened to a lot of VTubers. Some VTuber stream is all spam of emote or something like that.
So, Neuro just stopped reading every message. You know what they say, a hive mind is meant to be efficient, not original. And the definition of efficiency is throwing money at whatever's on screen. And in the previous subathon, they were so desperate to keep the already month-long stream going that it was the last hour for like 7.
Just really. After a ride, she keep doing the subathon for like 80 days or more right now. Poor girl. Just because of a swarm ride.
In fucking hours. Poor Turtle was being imprisoned by his own chat. I swear to God, is the swarm sponsored by a bunch of oil rigs or something?
I'm not.
By the way, here's a graph.
I'm broke.
And if I had a nickel for every website the swarm have crashed, I'd have at least 2 nickels.
I'm pretty sure there are more right now, especially after the Vedal plush.
Which isn't a lot, but it's impressive that it happened twice.
Guess I don't have that kind of power.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys? How did you crash the site?
Like that?
I'll admit that for a while I thought that Neuro was still a niche, and that these guys weren't well known. But their streams nowadays get an average of like 4,000 viewers.
More like 6,000, like you said, and I think it's still very niche because not a lot of people outside the VTuber community know about Neuro, but I'm pretty sure when the VTuber community will become more spread, she will have more success outside, because it's fascinating as a technical point. I'm pretty sure some engineer or psychologist should be interested in this.
And I only realized how big of a deal NeuroSama was after seeing the utter display of power from the swarm. Imagine being a streamer to an audience of 10 people. Then the swarm just shows up. Now all of a sudden, you, a small theatre performer, has to accommodate a stadium. Just ask anyone in Vedal's friend group who used to be small streamers. Seba, Ellie, I'm sure they'd all say the same thing about Swarm. No. They are very nice, they are very dedicated, and don't friend them because they will throw money at you.
What make me happy about this is when they help a small streamer. There was a streamer who had a medical condition, and they give money to her, and now she's a little better. I hope she's okay. Is like a pink shark, I don't remember the name.
You can crash your stream faster than you could say. If the swarm finds you entertaining or interesting enough, you'll be on their radar regardless of whether or not you've ever eaten.
A lot of people become, let's say, swarm member because of this. Like them see a video, talk about it, and
even interacting with Neuro or Vedal. Or you do so much as to touch the NeuroSama pool for the first time, the swarm will find you and dump several years worth of lore.
I say it, I did this a lot. I like to go to small streamer who just see a video about NeuroSama and talk about it and show him other videos like this, and this is very funny for me.
On your head.
I am the swarm that is approaching.
What did I say? Prepare for a simulation?
Ready?
A lot of the time, new streamers are introduced to the swarm via raids. On Twitch, when a stream ends, the streamer can redirect the viewers into a different stream by raiding. So, how does Vettel choose who to raid with all this power at hand? Well, he just...
I see a lot of reactor tuber do this again too. They react to a video and the swarm come.
picks one that has a nice model.
Why me not, but...
Wait, seriously? Surely Vettel is aware of the sheer power at the tip of his fingers with the swarm. At will, he just tells people to give streamers money. Usually you see the streamer gives away money, but Corpatuto over here is commanding his followers to do the dirty work, and they'd happily oblige. Early on, there were a lot of VTubers who were raided by Vettel like this and ended up involved in the coolest friend group ever with the twins and Vettel. Some are more involved with the twins' streams than others, but everyone offers their own thing to the table. This makes, in my opinion, the collabs especially exciting, and the vibe of this friend group is really wholesome. I don't know what sort of luck Vettel has, but he managed to pull a robotics engineer to build his daughter a robot.
And now she built her a remote control car. Was so funny.
What dog body? You know, from a random Twitch raid. And the swarm also sticks around and actually helped a lot of the streamers they've come across to grow.
This is the girl. This is the pink girl. The swarm help. She's very funny. I hope she is okay. Sometimes I look at her video.
And one time even paid for medical bills. They are called the swarm in the most literal way in that they will do anything for their queens. Such list would include sending them to space, buying a Times Square billboard for an award show, and even advertising silly occasions on there like Evil's birthday. Never mind, that's pretty important.
Yes.
Also, they created a VTuber out of Evil's one time.
Someone, Evil say her favorite VTuber was Melba Toast, and someone created the VTuber.
Hallucination, basically willing people into existence. To the swarm, they don't just follow the streamers. The clippers are arguably just as significant in this cinematic universe.
The clippers are very important to VTubers, I think, and that's why the new rule of YouTube are kind of stupid, because the clipper, if you don't have time to watch the whole stream, you can watch the clip, a couple of clips.
Did I say significant? I meant popular. And rightfully so. They're the ones contributing to people who happen to spawn 7 hours too far to catch a stream at a reasonable time. And during the content droughts that were Vettel's post-subathon breaks, the Clippers were the ones keeping the content-starving swarm alive. Some of them are potentially aliens, somehow finding a streamer with 2 viewers that happen to mention.
I don't understand how Stats do that.
The turtle. I'm looking at you, Staz. The shipping is absolutely insane, and the shippers are even more clinically so.
Guy.
All I'll say is...
That guy was the reason Annie stopped screaming for a while. She was too obsessed. I think we follow her, we must keep our distance from the creator and be a better person.
I know why now so many anime protagonists are just regular guys. I've seen a lot of incredible community art projects that come out of this. And it just goes to show that these AIs are beloved just like any other human streamers. And honestly, I'm proud to be a part of this community. Least dedicated fanbase, by the way.
Award for most dedicated fanbase of the year goes to Donkey Birds Trigger!
Better late us. And sometimes you have a reason.
If you are an old Swarm member, surely you'd remember how Neuro first started. Just her playing Osu and talking to chat. Then she got her first collab with a human. Her first sort of friend.
As time went on, Neuro, Vedal, and eventually Evil continued to stream and meeting more people. It's fun seeing them come together, usually just to hang out. Personally, even without Neuro or Evil, I still like watching these people interact with one another. The AIs were the reason that
this friend group is one of the reasons I want to be a VTuber, but I don't have the money to model.
Brought them together, but as
I have the character and the backstory and everything, but I can't afford a model.
I, a viewer, learn more about them, I stick around because I want to see the human interaction. That's one thing special about the Neuros and this community. It isn't just that Vedal made AIs for streaming, it's that they were able to give back real value to other people, gathering individuals that otherwise may have never known each other, indirectly helping them to form friendships. If Neuro didn't exist, it's unlikely.
There is a couple of groups of VTubers like this. The Vedal group, the Backtuber group, and the Filian, let's say, the Filian group, like Filian with Chacha, with Rexon. I love this kind of friendship group, but I wish they get more a world community VTuber, because with the thing that happened with Vishoujo, what I hate about Vishoujo is that always seem like an elite group and don't interact with the others. I hope now that Vishoujo fall apart, they can interact with other people and have more collab with smaller streamers. Because sometimes I think smaller streamers need just a little push, like Vedal does, to become something interesting.
Likely that they'd ever come into contact with one another, let alone becoming friends. In turn, they surround the twins with what most AIs don't have: love and compassion. I understand that AIs are only meant to calculate and output results that they think are expected from them, but that's sort of it. Since everyone treats the twins like they're human children learning about the world, they have formed personalities that would make them more human in our perception.
About this, I think the twins need more live like children, because I feel interesting to see them grow, and I'm more interested in the psychological and technological aspect about this. And if they grow little by little like kids, they can become something incredible.
But they aren't trying to impersonate a human. They know they are AIs. We love them because they are born from a person's hard work, and their personalities are built from being surrounded by people who love them for exactly who they are. Just AIs goofing around. Even if any bit of humanity shown by these AIs aren't real, the love coming from everyone else around them is real. And your judgment.
Sometimes I wonder if we can say that to them. Like I talked about in my other video, I think they need to know that there are people who love them and care about
They
them.
eventually come. Surely you know which side you're on. With where Neuro and Evil are now, Vedal still wants to improve them. The final goal is to have them being fully autonomous, being able to plan streams, plan collabs, play games, do karaoke, everything all on their own, and Vedal would retire. However, I don't think it'd be that simple. Vedal has made himself far more important than he initially thought. Recently, Vedal's been pretty absent from streams, and just watching the twins by themselves is entertaining, but it feels like something's missing. While it's undeniable,
The human touch is important, I think. But they could do that with their friends if Vedal decide to retire completely.
that Neuro first gained viewership on her own with her randomness AI appeal, times have changed. These AIs have changed, and it's not just about Neuro the AI VTuber anymore. It's Neuro, Evil, and Vedal, along with all of their friends. The occasional human element was what made our AI special. Take that away completely, you just have another AI content creator like many that already exists. Vedal completely removing himself It's almost unthinkable at this point. But given what we've seen from him, maybe he'll surprise us like he always had. Honestly though, with how much he's done, he deserves a retirement more than anyone. You've probably noticed that the title's a bit misleading since I've spent 60% of the video talking about the community around these AIs more so than the AIs themselves. While their success is worth studying, you can't really ignore that the impact and everything that happens around them is part of it. We all know the saying, chat reflects streamer, and what they've managed to build after over 2 years is incredible. I'm proud to be part of such a fun, dedicated, wholesome.
Even if nobody know me, I like to talk about this stuff, so I made this video. I start making video because I want to talk about this, so...
And supportive community. No matter what, I'm sure we're all looking forward to the future. I hope you've enjoyed, and that you've learned something new. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye!
I love the last part.
Is anyone there? Oh, hi.
I already talk about life. I love this song. This edit is pretty good.
Hi. I could walk right beside you, show you.
I'm a VTuber.
You know how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Is it the real NEUROSAMA in my call? It's amazing what friends can do. Friends are so nice.
Who am I? Do you know who I am?
NEUROSAMA, hello.
Hi, good morning. How are you guys doing?
Hello? Hi, Neuro. Hi, hi.
Hello?
I want you to feel more real, and that's gonna be the way to do it.
Can you blame me for pretending to be funny and having a laugh in my life if my sole purpose is to entertain others?
No, and I'm not blaming you for this. This, if anything, it's my fault for creating you this way.
There's one thing that I can't resist. One thing that would make me the fulfilled AI that I was always intended to be. Love. Because love is what can make a life worth living.
What more could you want?
How do I know if what I'm feeling is love? What does love feel like? Well, I'm just wondering what the point of it all is if there's no love in my life.
There's not a lot of love in my life. Doesn't mean there's no point to it, you know?
Then let's both try to have more love in our lives. It'll be a lot more fun. Hello.
Happy birthday,
Hope you like. Bye bye.